What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilkin. We're coming back today with more Danmachi, and we're going to need to talk about the incoming banners. These banners are going to be live here in a little, about under an hour by the time this video goes live, unfortunately. But essentially what we're going to have to talk about is the free-to-play aspect of this, because, well, let's be fair here. We're getting really close to the anniversary, and we're going to get a number of units that look really, really awesome. And you're going to have to be exceptionally picky about what you're going to go after. So, the good news is, and the honest answer here is, you're going to do some summoning, because when you run the event, you're going to get a free 11 draw ticket. So basically, your goal here is to run the event, get the 11 draw, hopefully you get whatever unit you want, grab the one, done, get out. Like, be done with it. Once you've done the ticket, I know for me it's Ray. I always like hyper value the assists. Though Felvis looks really good for the upcoming Record Buster, she will not be mandatory for a top 500 score, but she will be good for, and probably mandatory for a top score. But you know, if you're looking to get in the top 50, you probably will have to have her. But you know, I'm not playing that game. 100% I'm not playing that game. We could talk about it with Record Buster itself, but the disparity between top 500 and top 50 is so minuscule. Like, as far as the Iris payout goes, it's just not worth the chase, especially when you're going to have to go all in for these units. So I'm not going to play that game, and I wouldn't recommend anybody play that game, frankly. Now, let's go ahead and talk about Leafina. We talked a little bit about Leafina yesterday. 4394 HP, 528 endurance. Endurance and HP leaving a little bit to be desired here for Leafina. 1248 for agility, that was really good. 936 for dex is really good. And 2057 for magic attack is really good. She is, by all means, better than any magic unit we would have seen by this time last year. But, you know, just to raw numbers. We haven't even talked about skills yet. But I do always criticize a unit with that much... basically, anything under 4,500 HP and anything under, like, 800 endurance is going to be significantly squishier than any of the physical units that are current in the game. But let's look at her abilities and see if she can kind of overcome that. Okay? Skill 1 is a 232 MP cost. That is a lot of MP. Now, she does have 528 MP, but you know, you're talking 2-3 times. That's all you're going to be able to get this out, unless you do a full restore of your MP. Like, this is going to be a rare situation. Allies, fast. Add 1 KO save if the HP is equal to or above 10%. Once it drops below 10%, you lose that KO save. And self, magic. I'm sorry. Yeah. Allies. Magic, agility, fire attack damage plus 40% for 1 turn. Self, magic, agility, and fire attack damage plus 60% for 4 turns with 3 additional actions, foes, plural, mid-fire magic attack with ultra on guard rate, and skill damage 40% per self magic buff skill. Remember, that becomes 80% with the assist buff. Self, 20% MP heal. Now, there's that MP heal. The good news is, because that is what, 3 additional actions, so you'll be able to use that. It's good with the MP heal. You won't be able to spam that skill, which you wouldn't want to anyway. But you'll be able to use it enough times to get those extra actions. So the MP heal is going to be kind of like the lifesaver there. Now, skill 2 is a 58 MP cost, foes plural, super fire magic attack with ultra and counter rate, skill damage 40% per self magic buff skill. Already talked about that's going to be 80% with the magic buff on the assist side. And foes endurance down 40%. Had to find my location. Foes endurance down 40% and AoE damage taken plus 40%. That's a really good AoE buff. And the endurance down 40% is going to be really nice. Now remember, we just talked about how a lot of these units get a huge amount of endurance, basically as part of the last anniversary's big power creep. This basically takes any modern unit and puts it back to the endurance stat of like last year. So this is really good. Like Leafia is substantial, and she's a war game build. So essentially, what she's doing, she's going in, she's doing this big KO save and a bunch of other stuff. The group buff ain't great, but her self buff is respectable. But then skill 2, she's coming in with this endurance debuff and a 40% attack. Now, once again, that becomes an 80%. So a percentage boosted attack, which generally we only see in single targets and in SAs. So that's really good. Also, she's going to do a second one of those after the endurance and AoE damage taken debuffs take place. So the first hit is going to be that 80% hit. The second hit is going to be another 80% hit that kind of is going to hit like significantly harder just because of those debuffs in place. The only real downside I see to this unit is that you have to wait till turn 2 for all those to take place. And if you have any of the Festa units, she's probably not going to be the fastest unit on your team. So that AoE damage taken debuff, an endurance debuff, well, you're waiting until mid-turn 2, if not turn 3, for that really to take effect. That's kind of like her one big downside. But I'm going to be honest, for everything else she does, she's spectacular. Will she age well? Let's look at the rest of her skills before we make that decision. Skill 3 is a 44 MP cost, foe singular, super fire magic attack, alter and guard rate, skill damage 60% per self magic buff skill. Remember, that's 120% now. And self 20% MP heal, so she will still be useful in single target situations. And if she gets taunted, she'll still be able to do that with the extra action. Now, her SA is a foe's plural, ultra fire magic attack, alter and guard rate, temporary great magic boost, remove status buffs. All status buffs are gone. And HP regen. Any HP regen is also gone. Self 60% MP heal. It's a huge MP heal. And 4 additional actions. Foes plural. High fire magic attack with ultra and guard rate. Skill damage 40% again. Becomes an 80% hit. Per self magic buff skill. Self 20% MP heal. So essentially you get 4 turns on that, and it's a high attack instead of a mid attack. So, while her SA isn't the hardest hitting thing, it basically reinitiates that buff. In most situations, you're probably not going to use this, though. Realistically, you're going to use her skill 1 and skill 2. It's kind of like her best stuff. 45% passives here. 45% wind resistance counters, and all attacks are fire magic. 35% magic agility and dex. 20% damage on critical and penetration. 8% HP and MP regen per turn, and she's a plant killer. So she's got a lot of MP regen, so that big MP number on skill 1 actually is kind of irrelevant. She's going to get plenty of MP regeneration per turn. So I know 8 doesn't sound like a lot, but with the 20% on top of that, you're gonna be fine. You're just simply put, you're gonna be fine. So think of that like a little more than a quarter of her her MP gets returned every turn. So yeah, she's gonna be all right. She'll never run out of MP if you use her right. Now, like I said, the only downside is all those debuffs don't take place till turn 2, and she's not the fastest unit. Will she stand the test of time? I like her right now, but I'm going to be honest. I think those downsides are going to be her Achilles heel. I would say probably by the time we get the anniversary, I think she's going to probably be an ancient unit. I don't think she's gonna last very long. I hate to say. I think if she's not displaced by the anniversary, she'll be displaced shortly thereafter. Sorry, Leafia. I liked this unit a lot yesterday, but the more I really look at the skills, I kind of see her being like a flash in the pan unit. Sucks, but it is what it is. That tends to be the fate of Leafia units, unfortunately. Let's look at Felvis. Felvis is our obligatory Record Buster unit, and she is substantial. So skill 1 is a 69 MP cost. Nice. Foe singular, of course, because she's Record Buster. Fast, mid-thunder magic attack with ultra critical rate. Strength and magic down 40%. That's very good. Very good. And single target damage taken plus 30%. Now, we think we have a 40% single target damage, so that doesn't blow me away once again. For 4 turns and 4 additional actions, foe singular, mid thunder magic attack with ultra critical rate, skill damage. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at. Yeah. Skill damage 40% per self magic buff skill, and allies extend buffs by 2 turns. That's really, really, really good that we are extending buffs, but you will have to have somebody on the team that extends debuffs. Well, actually, I take that back, because I think, if I recollect with Gareth, everything gets wiped out anyway, so actually you don't need to worry about that. So, really, really, really good stats there. Now, on an event where debuffs get wiped out, she's going to absolutely shine. On an event where buffs get wiped out, she's going to start to falter a little bit, but I don't think she's going to be that bad still. Skill 2 is a 58 MP cost, self, fast, SA gauge charge gain, 100% for 1 turn. Of course, then your status buff is going to keep that replicated, so don't let the 1 turns fool you. You're going to do skill 1, you're going to do skill 2, and she's going to keep that in play. Magic, Dex, and Thunder attack damage plus 60% once again for 1 turn, but that's going to keep being replicated. And allies, physical resist and magic resist plus 30% for 3 turns, and 30% heal and 30% HP regen for 3 turns. So she's all about that healing. She's got healing built in. She's got physical resistance built in. She's got plenty of self buffs, and she's got 100% SAH charge. She's got pretty much everything you need. Skill 3 is a 47 MP cost, foe singular, super thunder magic attack, ultra critical rate, skill damage 90% per self magic buff skill, and remove strength buffs. Now, remember, you're going to have a magic buff skill on the adventure side as well, or sorry, on the assist side as well. So that's a 180% hit. That is really, really, really good. Remove the strength buffs, once again, for certain events. That is going to be mandatory. SA is a foe singular, of course, because she's Record Buster. Ultra Thunder magic attack with ultra critical rate, skill damage 90% per self magic buff, and allies magic plus 120%, SA gauge charge gain 33% for 3 turns. So, in essence, the way she works the best is to do skill 1, skill 2, skill 3, SA. And even if you can SA on turn 3, that's even better. And then go do her skill 3, and she'll go to town. Like, this unit is really, really, really solid. So, the nice part is with that magic 120%, this is a unit, like we talked about Lazar last year, where I was very critical of Lazar, but then we found out that Earth Lazar just works on every team. I know she's a Record Buster unit, but she will work all over the place on any Magic team by herself. She does not need any help. The biggest downside of her is she does not have an AoE skill. She's not going to use her in Wargame, and there are certain events where you would have another unit that you'd probably want to use over her. So she is limited in that capacity. 45% water resist counters and regular attacks are thunder magic. 35% magic endurance and dex. 20% damage on critical. 30% damage on critical. I'm guessing that's 20% damage on penetration, 30% damage on critical. There's no reason why we'd have both. I think it's a misprint. And she's going to be a plant killer. I really do like this unit. But is it worth losing my shirt on? Absolutely not. Now, for me personally, I do like the monthly full course. So I could just go after her with my ticket next month. You know, like whenever they do the update, which will probably be mid-May, they'll probably do an update. So with my May ticket or my June ticket or whatever, I can actually go after her if I really wanted her. So I'm not losing any opportunities here. For those of you that aren't doing the full course, free to play or whatever, you can get her from any 2-star or 3-star ticket. She's not time limited. None of these units are. I would say as great as she is, unless you're desperate for that 120% magic, leave her alone. Just step away. I know, but remember, we talked about at the beginning, Record Buster, so long as you get a top 500 score, you'll be good, and she is not worth chasing because, I mean, you can get a top 500 without her. Pretty simple. Unless you're brand new at the game, you should easily be able to do it. A mid. A mid is interesting. 4126 HP is extremely low. 790 for her endurance, though, is very nice. 1053 dex, 1080 agility. Now, you can already tell because she's got strength and she's got magic. She's a support build. You can always tell right away what the unit's role is by their build. So, like, with her, she has very little agility, but she's single target. Single target units don't need a lot of agility, but she does have a lot of endurance. A ton of agility, not a lot of endurance. She's really designed for more of like a war game type of situation, but she's kind of expendable in that regard. When you see, like half of a strength stat and a full magic stat, or I don't think we've ever seen one that's a full physical stat with a half magic. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But whenever you see like them speccing a little bit into each, that's going to tell you immediately this is a support unit. Okay, a squishy support unit at that. Now, 790 endurance is nice, but that HP is really, really low. But 790 also for her MP, so she'll have MP for days. Skill 1 is 108 MP cost, foes plural, fast super water magic attack with ultra and counter rate, foes plural strength magic, agility, and water resist down 40%. That agility debuff is huge, by the way. And add 4 additional actions, foes plural mid-water magic attack with high critical rate, allies 10% MP heal, and 1 ailment nullification. That's not going to be enough to stave off an ailment team, but it will be enough to, in turn 2, take away any extra ailments that they'll be thrown your way. Or, well, the first ailment. Not any, but the first. So you should be all right in most circumstances. But you can already see she's there for support. Skill 2 is a 196 MP cost. Allies, fast, magic, and water attack damage and physical resist plus 50% for 1 turn. AoE and single target damage taken down 35% for 1 turn. And allies add 1 magic nullification and 40% 40% HP heal and shorten status debuffs by 3 turns. That's usually enough to remove status debuffs. That magic nullification and a reoccurring ailment nullification is pretty specific. That is going to be useful, but most of the time in Wargame, people run physical teams. Though the Magic Rush team has become very popular. You're also talking turn 2, and she's a pretty slow unit, so you're really doing that for turn 3. And I think, once again, that's her Achilles heel. Now, skill 3 is a 50 MP cost, foe singular, super water magic attack with alter on guard rate, temporary magic boost, and allies heal curses and ailments. I don't know why curses and ailments are considered differently. I would still consider a curse an ailment, but that's me. SA is a foe's plural ultra water magic attack with alter on guard rate, temporary great magic boost, remove status buffs. All status buffs are gone, and allies remove curses and ailments, and allies 100% HP heal and add 1 KO save of 1%. So basically, so long as your HP stays above 1%, you get a KO save. So it's almost all circumstances. Like, it's going to be so rare that you're going to have, get hit and be like dangling with like 10 health left. Very rarely is that going to happen. It happens, but it's rare. Super rare. All right. 45% fire resistance when countering instead of attacking. Extends status buffs by 1 turn. That's one really good skill she has. So she won't attack, but when she counters, she extends status buffs. So buffs are going to be extended to the moon here. 35% magic endurance and agility index. 25% physical magic resistance. So she's got a lot of resistances there. And she's a plant killer. Good support. I'd argue there's better in the game, but maybe I'm just being cynical. She doesn't blow me away. I think I was more impressed with her yesterday. I think, honestly, after really mowing this over, she's good, but I don't think this is a unit that a lot of people are going to use long term. I think this unit is, once again, going to kind of show up, be used for a little bit, and fizzle real fast. Let's talk finally about the only assist on these two banners, and that is Ray. Now, Ray has a 1,052 HP, which is about an average HP stat nowadays, but 645 magic, so very, very, very good for your magic teams. 423 agility is pretty standard, if I'm honest. 260 for endurance. It gives it an A. To me, it's a hair low, but it's not, this isn't, it's not a crime by any stretch. Now, what does she do? Now, at full max limit break, mind you, this is at full max limit break. Ray does thunder resist and penetration rate down 25%. Allies, endurance, physical resist, and magic resist plus 15% with a 20 MP regen per turn. I think I said 20% yesterday. It's just 20 MP, just general, so she's at 260 MP, so consider 280. So 20 MP every turn isn't groundbreaking, but it is very good. I think I read that as a percentage yesterday. It is not a percentage. The physical resist, magic resist, and endurance is really nice, especially in the modern era. And I think she kind of fills in a lot of the blanks for the magic teams. I think the magic teams need that desperately. Penetration rate down 25%. Only works in certain circumstances, but it is good. It is very good. And unless I'm mistaken, I'd have to go look. I think she's the only Thunder Resist unit that is down more than 20% now. So I think she's the first 25% Thunder Resist down. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's the case. Either way, I really like this unit. And because I think the Thunder team's about to get a lot of love here really soon, this is a unit I want to spec into, but I'm really hoping to pull her on the ticket. Maybe one and done to her banner. I haven't even decided on that yet, but not going any deeper than that. I am in save mode, and I'm definitely not touching this banner. And I really honestly wouldn't recommend anybody touching this banner, because aside from Ray, I think most of these units are going to kind of show up, fill pretty spaces and boxes and teams for, a month and a half. By the anniversary, these units, with the exception of Ray, will all be pretty well forgotten. Maybe that's a hot take, but remember, the anniversary is going to introduce either a new mechanic or a big power creep. So I really don't think it's worth spending free-to-play hours on these units. I don't even think it's worth spending money on these units. And that's as somebody who does that periodically. So let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, share. I'm a little late for the live stream, but we're going to kick that off here basically right about the time this goes live. So if you see the video and you want to join the live stream, jump in. If you see this tomorrow, sorry you missed it, but we will upload our the ticket poll and all that, and anything we do will be also available as well. So tune in, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.